Hard pill to swallow for some UGC creators. Just because a client can't pay you within the same week that you complete a project doesn't mean that they aren't a keeper, and here's why. And keep in mind, this is coming from someone that has seen both sides of the coin. Formerly, I'm a creative director and director of creative strategy at multiple top D2C brands. But I also come from the creative contractor side, where I've built multiple freelance businesses to six figures over the course of the past 10 years. More recently, my UGC business in 2022, working less than part-time, hit the six-figure marker, and more recently I left my full-time career as a creative director and was able to secure over $250,000 in contracts as a creative strategist. All this goes to say, I've had my fair share of experiences on both the brand and creator side working with accounting teams. TLDR, accounting teams do not have nearly as much flexibility as creative contractors or contractors in general assume that they do. Now, don't get me wrong, everyone is welcome to have their own opinions about accounting teams, but here is why you might be missing out on a keeper when it comes to clients by just assuming that because they do net 15, net 30, net 45, maybe even net 60, they are not a keeper when they actually could very well be. Now, as much money as brands may make, a lot of the times the money is in the middle of the air. It has not yet hit their bank account. Therefore, that is why they require a net 15, a net 30, a net 45, even a net 60. They have so much overhead. They have COGS, they have costs of goods sold, they have employees' salaries that they have to pay along with their benefits, which essentially means if they're getting paid $100,000 salary, you need to account for an extra 30% being tacked on for their benefits. They have leases, they have contracts, they have the most liability out of anyone, which is why they require some wiggle room to pay the creative contractor. Now, does it make it right? Does it make it better knowing this information? Probably not if you're someone that is maybe invoice to invoice, which I was when I first started out as a creative contractor, so I 100% sympathize. But that said, too often I see creators talking about how if a client says net 15, net 30, net 45, net 60, they are uninterested in the opportunity. Ultimately, that client that might have less flexibility when paying your invoices could actually be a client that you have for multiple years, which for me, as someone that has been a creative contractor for almost a decade now, as both a direct response video editor, UGC creator, creative strategist, you name it, I've done it. The clients that have paid the most money month to month and annually are the ones that have more rigidity with how accounting handles invoice payments. And the reason why I'm posting this right now is because I just got an email notification from one of my longest standing clients. Actually, I stand corrected. This is now my longest standing client that I've had since spring of 2021. This client has been with me for almost 4 years and counting as of spring of this coming year. And I submitted this invoice on August 15th. And I just got a notification on September 28th that I have $2,500 that is going to be directly deposited into my bank account this coming week, meaning that if it's Thursday, I'm probably not going to see it till Monday or Tuesday next week. Now, I don't have my tax statements handy, but I know for a fact I've made well over six figures since working with them and having worked with them at a fraction of part-time. To put into perspective, I'm working with them now on a project where it doesn't even have to do with UGC for advertisements. Being that I have worked with them for so long and actually love the product, they hired me to do the scripting and actual filming and editing of onboarding videos for their application. It is a tech product, and they are having me be the on-camera talent. This budget for this project is 5 figures. I'm being incredibly comfortably compensated for the time that I've worked on this project to the ratio of what I'm being paid. But I wouldn't even be here today having made 6 figures off of this brand over the past few years and now getting a 5-figure opportunity with this brand had I had the response of, if you don't pay immediately, I'm uninterested in working with you. Or if you don't pay 50% up front, I'm uninterested in working with you. When accounting teams say that they can't pay you until 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, even 8 weeks from now, it isn't because they take your services for granted. It's just because that is the rigidity that they're dealt with. Ultimately, this is my personal experience as a creative contractor of almost 10 years, but also as someone that has built a 6-figure UGC business working less than part-time while also building what is over $250,000 in contracts as a creative strategist, still working under 40 hours a week.